the Armed Forces provides amazing training.
I think about veterans as people who have already figured out how to serve.
My military skills have been essential.
Hiring veterans is a great business case. They're the best employees we have. They're flexible, hardworking, and they're used to a global workplace.
If that isn't an asset to any company, I don't know what is.
Hiring America, the award-winning television job fair for American veterans. Connecting you with companies who know your value. Learn about employers who are actively hiring today and organizations that support veterans. Your future success starts right here on Hiring America.
Hiring America, produced in partnership with DAV, fulfilling our promises to the men and women who served.
Welcome to Hiring America, the television series that helps military veterans find jobs and transition into meaningful careers. I'm Lauren Wonko. Today you're going to hear from companies that are actively recruiting veterans and from organizations who serve the military community. We're also speaking with veterans like you who've made successful transitions into the civilian workforce. We'll connect you to job openings and give you the information to get you the job you deserve. Log on to our website, hiringamerica.net, for more information and connect with us on our Facebook page and YouTube channel.
Virginia is the best place for veterans. We love our veterans. Per capita, we have more veterans than any state in America. We got a booming economy. We've got the best education, the best workforce system in the United States of America. 28 miles of oceanfront. We got the mountains. We've got the heritage. We've got 286 wineries. We've got 164 craft breweries, low taxes, business friendly, the largest naval base in the world, the Pentagon, all here in Virginia. Don't go anywhere else. Come here to Virginia. Great jobs and great quality of life.
Meet 5 entrepreneurs from 3 companies working in one state, the Commonwealth of Virginia. Neil McCannon and Tom Wilder, 2 veterans with a passion for handcrafting beer, are the owners of Young Veterans Brewing Company, a microbrewery in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Friends since high school, they always dreamed of putting their creative energies together after serving in the military. With beers called Pineapple Grenade, GI Pilsner, and Semper Fi PA, there's no mistaking that this business is owned by veterans. Sean Arroyo and Dom DiGiovanni are 2 veterans who are always interested in the artisan culture and camaraderie of making beverages. Putting their military skills and entrepreneurial spirit together, they created 2 small businesses, Heritage Brewing and Veritas Coffee. Since our interview, they've opened Heritage Brewing Market Common, a restaurant in Arlington, Virginia, that combines farm-to-table dining with their beloved ales and coffee. And Mark Ludovico, a retired naval commander who took his veteran leadership skills and his corporate know-how and created IRONWORKS, a men's grooming salon and supply company in Richmond, Virginia. We sat down with these 5 men to learn what it's like to be an entrepreneur, small business owner, and veteran in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Did you all drink beer and love beer for as long as you can remember?
No.
No, not what I thought you would say.
I know. I think that's a common answer amongst brewers, but I didn't actually start liking beer myself until I started making beer. I think if you had come to my high school self or anything early on and told me, you're going to own a brewery, dude, I'd have been like, what's a brewery? But no, not at all. I think that entrepreneurship was probably deep inside my soul, but the brewing came later.
Neil.
I grew to like craft beer when I was stationed in Germany, really. I had a little bit of beer at the occasional college party, and it was always the cheapest thing on the shelf. It tasted equally as cheap. And then when I got to Germany, they just have a really robust craft culture, beers everywhere, and eventually, it got through to where I was drinking the local stuff.
I started off making moonshine and then transitioned into making beers. I've definitely liked the artisan culture of what both spirits and beer provide, and really kind of the camaraderie in making the beverages always attracted me.
And Mark, you're in a very unique situation. Well, you don't make beer, but you offer it here, right? Yes. At a men's grooming supply shop. How cool is that? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so this is IRONWORKS Men's Grooming and Supply Company, and we are Richmond's premium destination for men's grooming. And with the haircut and the service, we serve local craft beer, and the customers love it. It's just a great place for men to come, build community, get to know each other. It's really quite fun.
What is it about your military experience that you think makes you better small business owners?
Perseverance.
Discipline.
That's a tough one.
Now you all need to give me something.
I go back to leadership. You know, there's so many facets that you have to learn and master to be successful, from financing to marketing to HR duties to having good products, customer service. I mean, the list goes on and on and on.
I do think that being a veteran does prepare us a little bit better and gives us a sense of strength, right? So when you are coming from an environment that's so core structured and you're going into especially something like entrepreneurship, you're looking at this kind of daunting wave that's about to come at you. Even if you've had great leadership experience and anything else, you're not necessarily prepared for what's going to come at you. You could have the best business plan in the world, you're not necessarily prepared. We've all been through some kind of adversity in our service time, and that adversity is definitely going to come as an entrepreneur.
Tom, you feel the same way?
I mean, it was a challenge. It was a challenge to transition, start a business, run a company in the Army, get out, start a company as a civilian, and I haven't stopped since. I got out of the Army on a Friday and I went to work on a Monday. So I moved my entire house by myself, my wife and 2 kids, from Georgia to Virginia, downloaded the truck on Saturday and Sunday and went straight to work on Monday. And Sean and I have been working at this ever since.
Talk about work ethic. I mean, that's pretty incredible. Do you think that really speaks to veterans in general, is it fair to say?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a lot of work, and there's too much stuff to get done in one day in the military, and it really becomes task management. You got your big rocks, your small rocks, and then your sand, and how you fill your cup determines if you can get it all done. And that's kind of how we approach running our business too.
In the military, work ethic is not just expected, it's required. Every day you come, a job is in front of you, it comes from above, and you complete it. It's not a question of whether you're going to complete it, it's just that you are. And people that come out of the military essentially come with that same attitude about work that's in front of them. You don't hear the question as much, or the situation, I can't figure out how to do this, I'm going to need you to hold my hand through it. In the military, a lot of the times, you're intentionally challenged with less resources than it seems like are necessary to complete the job, and you have to do it anyway, and that's a training technique, and it's also a really valuable skill when you get into some sort of industrial problem where you need a particular widget that you don't have, and you're going to need to improvise a solution to that problem on the spot. I think that a veteran is much more capable of jumping at that with not just the right attitude, but a better skill set as well.
And hiring veterans is a large portion of that, right? So the more people that are like-minded to us and function in the same mentality and environment as us, the easier it is to preach the lessons learned that we have from the decades of experience from not only just the 2 of us, but also my brother who's active duty. So hiring vets and having that ability to just kind of say, look, here's the workflow, here's the production, and we've set it up so it's in an environment that you're familiar to, and passing it off really helps a lot. Absolutely.
At Young Veterans, are you also hiring veterans?
Yes. One of our brewers is an infantry veteran, and then we just hired on
a Navy veteran who's our graphic design artist.
Any vets here, Mark?
Not yet, but I hope to hire a good sailor or soldier who wants to be a barber.
We'll be back with more from our roundtable in a moment.
Continue the conversation on our Facebook page and YouTube channel, and sign up to receive our newsletter at hiringamerica.net. This week, Hiring America and Virginia Values Veterans honors Dominion Energy, a proud V3 certified company that increases employment opportunities for veterans.
How important are these veteran-owned businesses to the state of Virginia?
I'll tell you why it's important. Once you have a veteran-owned business, the veterans community is a very tight community. And when they know they can go to a state and it's very entrepreneurial, it's very pro-business with very low taxes, if they come to your state and they start a business, that is an ecosystem that gets created. And other veterans who are thinking about doing their own business, They know that you can come to Virginia. These companies have been successful. Success begets success, and I think it really brings other businesses in.
And many of the businesses, the wineries, the breweries, are veteran-owned, right?
Yeah, I don't know the exact number because we're opening two new craft breweries every single week, but I know about 6 that I've visited that are veteran-owned. I'm the first Virginia governor to visit all 23 community colleges. I'm the first Virginia governor to visit all 37 of our state parks, and I'm doing my darndest to be the first Virginia governor to visit every one of our wineries and craft breweries. And I'm doing the best I can, but they're opening so fast, even with my Irish heritage. I'm even running into problems.
What's it like owning a business in Virginia?
I've never owned a business in any other state.
I think it is one of the best states in the union to own a business.
Why?
I mean, you've got the mountains, you've got the beach, you've got metro areas. You bring it into Richmond, we've got the arts section, we've got the suburbs, we've got downtown, we've got so many neat areas, and they're just a very strong community of local small business owners that support each other.
And the state has really helped us a lot in sourcing grants and sourcing incentives for us to be able to really facilitate, which is larger projects than we currently are as an organization. So those things have helped us really, build our company, let alone with us in Northern Virginia. The diversity in hiring, I mean, most of the state's population is up where we are. It's such a diverse hiring pool from both the veteran side and the civilian side. It's really a great place to be.
The governor has said that he wants to visit every brewery in Virginia during his term. Does that excite you guys?
That's pretty
To
exciting.
have support from the
We've
from
had
the
John
governor?
McCain come to our brewery, so he's got a hard shoe to fill.
We were at a craft beer event at the governor's house last month, and we heard him make that same promise. So he hasn't gotten by to my place yet. I don't know about you guys, but we can't wait to see him. I mean, his support has been pretty continuous through his time, just based on the economic impact of breweries in the state, which is pretty drastic.
Absolutely. He'll be there for the opening of our Arlington location, which we're excited about. We've been blessed to have multiple congressmen and senators, both state and federal level, come through. So we've been pretty happy about it, and we understand there's a lot of breweries to get through, but we'll have him in Arlington. We'll be excited about that too.
And we'll have to get him here for a haircut.
I was going to say, has he been here for a haircut yet?
He's not been invited yet, but we'll consider this his invitation.
He might just be here after this show. You never
Very
know.
good.
And what I also think is pretty great is that you guys are giving back to other veterans, and that's a priority for you all. Let's talk about some of those efforts.
We started a program with the military relocation team in Hampton Roads. They're a 501c3. Their sole purpose is to help veterans and military service members who are relocating. So they package your house and take care of everything for you. We work with them directly to create a charity at our establishment that we host. It's called Vet Noise, which is basically a spinoff of one of our beer names, our double IPA, which is very popular, Jet Noise. And so what we do is we host a military related charity once a month for 6 months. But then we also work directly with the Combat Wounded Coalition, which is started by Jason Redman, the founder of Wounded Wear, and we do any event that they do.
And Dom, it's just as important for you guys to do the same thing.
Absolutely. So 1% of all of our profits go to a veteran charity every year, and then we seek out opportunities to support local veteran events within our area.
It primarily goes to the unquiet professional, which is really just a facet that helps primarily give money to families of the fallen, which is near and dear to us. We've had quite a few buddies fall, unfortunately, in the face of combat, and it's important to remember those families and remember that they've just lost not just a father or a husband or a brother or whatever, but honestly an income earner. And sometimes it's difficult to transition those things. So it's definitely a large focus for us, both of our organizations as a whole, and definitely for Dom and I and all the vets in the shop.
What's the best part about all of this for you guys?
The business ownership? Geez, it's the free beer.
That's
Yeah, we're all enjoying that.
That's a hard one. Beer and coffee.
Are you tired of beer and coffee though? Does it get old? Not even a little bit?
I think it's
everything in moderation.
And Mark, does everybody ask for a haircut? Are you tired of that too?
No, I love it. I absolutely love it.
I am a veteran, and my victory was finding the strength to be a champion.
I am a veteran. My victory is having a job I can be proud of.
America's veterans are on their most important tour, the tour of their lives.
My victory was finishing my education.
Mine is proving a disability is not a limitation.
At DAV, we're on a mission to help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
My victory is having my new battle buddy.
As veterans face their challenges, DAV is there to help for victories great and small.
I'm a veteran, and my victory is getting the help I needed to put my life back together.
DAV offers veterans of all generations a lifetime of support.
I'm a veteran. My victory is being there for my family.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
These financial tips and resources are brought to you by USAA, a proud supporter of America's military, serving veterans and their families since 1922.
So they say there's a couple guarantees in life, death and taxes, which is why I'm sure you're going to tell us life insurance is important. There's a lot of options out there. What specifically should military families choose from?
Definitely take advantage of SGLI, which is a Service Members Group life insurance. It is extremely low cost. You can get it up to about $400,000. You can even get SGLI for your spouse up to $100,000. And that's the purpose of life insurance, is to provide for whatever your goals are for your family in case something bad happens. But they also want to think about getting some private life insurance, which is life insurance that they own that is outside the military, because at some point you will no longer be in the military. Either you will retire and transition to a civilian job, or you will separate before retirement, and that SGLI doesn't go with you. And unfortunately, with the rigors of the military lifestyle, our health sometimes gets worse. And so getting that life insurance now while you're young enables you to maintain that protection for your family after you leave the military. And there's two types. There's term or temporary life insurance, will be for a certain amount of time, 10, 20, 30 years, and it's usually cheaper because it's going to go away. But then there's also that permanent life insurance aspect that's going to be for the rest of your life. Because the death you mentioned, when you die, there's going to be expenses. There's going to be expenses to bury you. There's going to be expenses for family members to come fly for your burial. There's also going to be those final medical expenses that may or may not be covered. And that permanent life insurance, just like the term, helps pay for those bills so that your family is not put in a worse financial situation because of your death.
It's very important for a spouse to have insurance as well. There's income that the spouse is providing that also would need to be taken care of. So especially if there's children involved, you need to think about the expenses for continuing child care, continuing those household things that a life insurance plan could potentially take care of if the spouse passes away as well.
What type of career? You might have to change careers if you lost your spouse.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So do you advise that military families have both term and whole life?
So Lauren, I think one of the important things to remember is that what makes sense for you and your family as far as life insurance right now may not be the same 5 years from now or 10 years from now. So one of the things that we always try to do is have folks look at that life insurance relative to the things Josh talked about, paying off liabilities, replacing income, final expenses, education, and other goals. Look at the full picture and assess, do I have enough life insurance now? We have calculators on USAA.com that can help folks do that, but you just have to remember it's a moving target and it's going to change as your life changes.
Thanks for watching. The information we've just shared is all on our website, hiringamerica.net. Log on and find out about more companies who are hiring veterans. And don't forget to connect with us on our Facebook page and YouTube channel, where you can find helpful tips and watch full episodes of the show. I'm Lauren Wanko in Richmond, Virginia. Join us again next week for another episode of Hiring America.
Hiring America, produced in partnership with DAV, fulfilling our promises to the men and women who serve.